How do you live a life that is significant without striving, meaningful in the mundane, and overcomes in spite of obstacles? Welcome to The Conversation, the Significant Life podcast with Jen and Marcus Jones.
Yo, this is Addie Jones for this amazing podcast. I am taking over to my parents' podcast for Significant Life. My parents are right here next to me.
Addie, it's so good to be with you.
Thanks for taking over. Actually, I feel like that's what you would like to do most days as the oldest kid in the house.
Duh.
All right, well, here we are. Really Me takes over the Significant Life. Let's do this.
Let's get going, y'all.
Let's get going, y'all. All right, so Addie, I'm so glad that you're here and you're doing this, because what many folks that are listening to the Significant Life podcast may not know is that you launched a brand new podcast a couple of months ago on YouTube. And what's it called again?
Really Me.
Yeah, it's called Really Me. And so it is all about what you want to talk about. And you have like really cool guests like us and other people that you bring on, and you have conversations with and ask questions and to give your take on life. And so it's kind of cool to have you on the Significant Life podcast as well. And I thought maybe we could just kind of talk a little bit about things that are going on with you and kind of get your take on things. What do you think?
Yeah. Any questions you want to ask me about?
Okay. Well, the first question that I have, we were talking the other day, and I thought it was really kind of an interesting thing that you were sharing. But there's a quality that you have that is like empathy. You really sense what's when someone's having a hard time or going through something difficult. And you talked about the tingles or something. Can you tell me about what that
Sounds
is
like
for you?
Superpower.
Yeah, it's like a superpower. But what did you call it?
I call it tingle feeling.
Okay, and tell me about what does that mean to you?
Like, I don't know, like sensing somebody is wrong with somebody, or like a happy feeling that like they need somebody. They have me to figure out what they want to do in their life.
Okay, so
if someone's struggling,
yeah,
whether is it like if they're sad, or
it can be sad, emotional, it can be happy, it can be any feeling that they have. They need to come to me. That's why they can figure out what their life's gonna be.
So you come alongside to support in all the emotions. Is that
okay?
So can you give us an example of like a real life situation where you've had this?
Okay. I give you one example.
Okay.
My mom, example. When my mom had a emotional moment when she was using her car all the way up to the hill, she was feeling really sad and mad about like Piper and Brody, for instance. They were like, it's kind of like complicated relationship with Piper and Brody not going to youth group, or not having their, interest, what they're going to get through. And I was technically wasn't really there, but because I was my dad in the pool. But I was gonna say, if I heard one thing that my mom was saying was that she was a failure, but she really wasn't. She was not a failure. She was doing what she was asked to do, and telling what Piper and Brody was trying to do.
I really appreciated you. Because the story is there was some conflict because, well, having a house full of teenagers is conflict. And it was about schedule and it was about where people were going to be. And I got,
I can't hear you, Mom.
oh, and I got really,
The light, I can't see the light.
I got a little frustrated and I drove up the hill because I was like, I don't want to say something I shouldn't say. I don't want to like lose it here. And I drove off and Addie overheard me. You did. You overheard me.
Yeah.
And you texted me. And and so what I'm hearing is this, like what you're referring to as a tingle is like a sense that you get that someone needs, they need you.
Mhm.
They need your encouragement.
Yeah,
they need your help. They need your support. Maybe they even need you to celebrate with them, but it is, in a sense, it's empathy.
And I
Empathy.
add one last thing. I said, this is for point. I'm the better one. just to make a point. Like
You also took it as your opportunity.
I'm a better child.
Right. It's your chance to pretty much say
Be the
you had it all together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
get that.
Well,
And not everyone's going to be close to me because all they care about is like themselves and
Yeah,
try to
it's hard to keep up with greatness. I understand. But one of the things, so Addie, when you talk about, you get this sort of tingle and you have empathy towards somebody that's going through a hard time or a hard thing.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you say or do to try to help them or try to encourage them when they're going through something hard?
What are you trying to say?
Well, like
It's a question.
what do you do to help?
how do you help people?
How do you help people that are going through a hard day? What are some of the things that you suggested that they try?
Oh yeah, you gave me some ways to calm down.
Okay. One, music.
Mhm.
Music helps you relax and try to be more calm.
Do you have a favorite music that you like to listen to when you feel stressed out?
Well, there's only 2 albums. One is Rosslin's to help out to see what's really going on. Or the next one is Hannah Montana. Usually Hannah Montana is a better way to express your happy feelings.
Okay. So Ross Lynch when you're feeling sad, Hannah Montana.
That's usually my hip hop relation.
Oh, yes. Okay. So that was one thing, music. What else can you do to calm yourself?
Well, I just told my mom maybe like some deep breaths might help out more just to see to calm your brain just a little bit more, just to be on the right track and trying to do whatever they were when they're born to do and try to do things on their own.
Keep that in mind.
Okay.
And
So
what,
music,
anything else?
deep breaths.
Anything else that
Was
you
there
would
anything else?
suggest?
Well, maybe you can, besides taking deep breaths and maybe do yoga. I've been texting my mom about yoga. Maybe yoga can also express like all your mad or ugly things in your brain and put it into yoga. That one makes you more, not flexible, but like more like taking all the negative stuff out of your brain and putting it into positives.
Wow.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I prefer I like what you're saying. I would probably like stretching or even going for a walk, moving your body. Where did you learn all of this, kid? Because I was actually pretty encouraged when you texted me.
Well, I learned this in a movie, and one of them was Spider-Man. And
Okay.
the mom was like the mom named was May, and she said I think she sensed that in Peter tingle.
Oh, got it.
Oh, like
Awesome.
Spidey
Spidey
tingles.
sense. So it is like a superpower.
Yes,
I love
it is.
so much. You're the best, Addie. I love it. Okay.
That's so good.
Okay. Well, I think that you gave some great tips. You did tell me one more. You said pray or meditate.
Oh yeah, I did. I said pray because I know I know Mama said it's true that we didn't really do the Bible at night, like not during dinner, but like right after dinner. Like usually we do Bible during like around dinner time, and what I'm trying to say is maybe you can pray about what's really going on in your life and talk to Jesus about it. That's why you can see what's the right next step is to see what's really going on.
Amen.
Wow.
Thank you.
That's so good.
It actually, your text brought a smile to my face and actually encouraged me and it calmed me. Yeah, it did kind of calm me down. It shifted my whole perspective. So, thank you.
You know what I love about what you're saying, Addie, that I recognize is that not only did you describe that tingle or you're empathetic toward the needs of what somebody is going through, is that you take the next step and you act on it and you reach toward that person and you care about that person and you express it to them. And that takes courage. That takes like some boldness to do that. And I want to say thanks for doing that. And that's a great model for me.
And do you have any, I know you kind of wanted this to be a conversation.
Yeah, sure.
Do you have any questions?
I think I do have some questions.
Okay.
In mind.
Okay.
Okay. Well, here's a question for Jen Jones. My question for Jen Jones is, why are you why are you so important in your relationship with Marcus?
That's a good question. That's a great question.
I know, I'm on fire right now.
You're on fire. Why am I so important? Well, I'm his wife of almost 23 years. It'll be 23 years on November 4th. And so that's a lot of time to spend together. And we've lived a lot of life and we've walked through a lot of really great times and some really hard times. And when you do that with someone, it makes them really matter to you.
And I heard that you guys have a, what's that word called?
Who knows what else you're
anniversary.
Oh, yes.
Coming up.
It's like,
Marcus
what
Jones
are you
been telling me about that.
expose about our life? Yes, we do have an anniversary. You want Marcus Jones to talk about that?
No, actually, I do have one question for Marcus Jones as well.
Okay.
And it's about God.
Okay.
Here's one question for Marcus Jones based on Dad. Anyway, first of all, I do love you.
Well, thank you. I love you too, babe.
Here's my question for Marcus. Here's the question. Why do you have any interest in God?
Well, I mean, I think that my interest in God is maybe I would even use a stronger word. I would say I am depending on God. And I love God because, as Mom was saying, like all of the things that life throws at us, life is very difficult. And I've recognized that I can't do it on my own. I can't do it by myself. And I need his power and his strength. I need to walk around with a real awareness of his love for me so that I can walk through the life that he's given to me and be the dad and the husband and the man that he's called me to be. So that's why he's so important to me.
I give the light.
Yeah.
Well, you are on fire.
Snap. You are on fire.
Okay, and I have a question for both of you.
Okay. So is this our final? This is a good way to.
Is this the last question?
Final question for both of us. Make
Yeah,
it a
this is
good
the
one.
final question.
We're landing the airplane. Here we go.
Good. All right, here we go.
Let's do it.
What are you guys gonna do for your anniversary coming up?
Well.
I heard that Dad has a little rumor.
Oh, he does? Is it a
Now-
secret? You have exposed so much about this home.
Yeah, and I will say, Addie, I did bring you in on some conversations, and we probably don't need to fully unwrap it all. But
excited.
you know, who knows? I might, maybe take Mom putt golfing, or I'm just going for the jugular. I don't, some really fun stuff.
Comedy with Meg Ryan that I kind of want to see, and then we could review about it. I don't know if that's what you want to do, but
No, I mean,
she's making a romantic
a good rom-com's always in the mix for old MJ. No, but no, Addie, we've got plans to make. As Mom said, we like 23 years is a really long time, and sometimes it just sort of strikes me like, oh my goodness,
Wow.
we have been together a long time and have a lot to celebrate in 23 years. So,
And
I'm
what kind
excited
of
about it.
places are you guys gonna go to?
Well, we'll definitely go to dinner. We're going to be just getting back from Fresno State because we're going to a college tour with you.
We're hanging out with
Besides
you.
me,
So we're going to fly home, drop you off at the house, and then we're going to go spend the day together, go to a nice dinner, and who knows what we'll have in store.
yes, I just heard that Marcus Jones told me that we're gonna go out to dinner.
Well, I don't think it's a we, as in
I don't think it involves you as much.
Just
As
me.
much as I love taking you to dinner on my anniversary, you're probably going to be having chicken nuggets.
I wasn't saying that. I meant for the Fresno State one.
Oh, yeah. We'll go to.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
We'll have fun there. Addie,
I just had one last question,
All right.
and
Last
I'm
question.
done
Here
for
we go.
good.
Bring
All
the
right,
heat.
done for good.
And then, do you guys have your last question as well?
Sure. Well, that's
For me?
Great.
Okay. How about you guys go first, and then I will get started to mine.
Okay, well, I've got a question for you. What is the thing that you enjoy most about doing the Really Me podcast? Now that you've kind of gotten, you become a podcaster, you have a channel, and people are subscribing to it, and they can go over and subscribe. If they search on YouTube, they can just go to Really Me podcast and check you out. Like, what's the thing that you really enjoy? Am I keeping you awake?
Are you bored? Or
Are you bored?
tired?
Is this question is like what?
Sorry, I'm just tired.
Oh, okay. Well, what's the thing that you really love the most about podcasting?
Well, I just want to be famous and be popular because I didn't do challenges yet, but I think we might do that next week.
Oh, you
Oh,
I
okay.
think
Okay.
that's up to my parents. But,
Sure. Sounds fun.
Yeah. Well, I have a feeling you're going to have a lot more subscribers come over and listen to what you have to say, because it's really a great
Yeah.
thing.
It's a fun listen. Thank
Well,
you,
listen, Addie, we're so thankful that you got to be a part of this. Thanks for coming and kind of taking over the Significant Life podcast. And the Really Me podcast is going to continue to be awesome. So way to go. And thanks for being on today and chiming in and talking about some of this stuff with us.
Thank you for letting me join. I'm really excited that I was in this, and I'm really happy that I'm with you guys. So thanks so much.
Well, thanks for listening in, everybody.